Bill, it seemed you guys planned your work and worked your plan. What a compliment it is to your scouting staff and how prepared you all were going into today's draft.
Very much so, and a lot of credit goes to Jack Dodd, our head scout. I mean, if you saw the book he had on our table, it was this thick. And it's not just what happened here at the Combine, it's our scouting all year long. And Tim and Jack did a fantastic job. And the thing I think you've seen with our team now is everything is very targeted and it's collective, and I'm very happy how it came out. I think Brandon's a good pick for us, and then we picked up some much needed money with our utilizing those other two picks. And the message also is we didn't need those picks to be good because we have a good group right now.
Did the way you guys planned allow you to not only know who you wanted and who you had targeted, but also have a good sense of how everything was falling as the draft moved on?
Yeah, we have our list, right? And so we listed every player in a ranking order, and our list was very close to what was actually drafted. And so as we, were coming to number 21, we had Aubrey, actually within our top 15 picks, actually, and he fell there, and we were really pleased with that because we thought he was a need, which especially with Josh Williams leaving, we had an opportunity there, and so put him in the mix, and he's got a good pedigree, played for a really good coach, and Bobby Clark. So yeah, it was something that we planned out that worked out for us.
And we spoke a lot throughout the week about the draft, or the pathway, the player pathway, and we spoke with Coach Bent about it, we spoke with Greg about it, and with Bez. Does this really complement how strong your player pathway has worked out, that you can be very selective at the draft?
Yeah, no, and that's how I want to be. And I was joking with these guys, it's a good thing the place we're in, because you don't want to be taking the 5th pick, or even like last year when we had the 9th pick. You want to be at the 21st pick, you want to be at the 17th pick. And so this is where you have to be really good at scouting, because we think we got a guy who was a top 15 pick at number 21, and I credit that to our scouting department, because we have to be better at everything we do. And the team being so good now on the first team on the field, but we have to be really good off the field too, and that's where, when you have the number 21 pick, you better do your homework, because it's a little hit and miss at that point.
Do you know where you want to spend the money you got today, Bill?
Yeah, we do. We we're going to bring in, we've talked about, we're looking at an attacking midfielder, possibly another center back. Brandon, solves maybe some of that issue, but we're going to use our targeted allocation money, and this gives us another 75 to use towards that.
And do you feel you have enough to cover right back with the absence of Mark Bloom leaving behind Beta Shaw?
No, that's another need. So that's something that we're looking at. We've identified, Tim actually identified a guy that might be someone we bring in. I wouldn't say it's critical, it's not critical, but it is a need. So that is something that is not finalized yet or solidified yet. But before training camp, we'll have a couple of guys that we'll either bring in or maybe one that we would sign.
So the attacking midfielder, we're talking an elite player, do you think, or a high-level player?
I think we're looking for someone who can come in and have an influence on this team. And so I don't know if high impact is the right word, but it's someone who will have a positive influence on our team. And especially if we're going to use targeted allocation money, it's someone that we're going to spend some money for to complement what we have. If you look at our midfield right now, I think it's a very strong midfield, one of the best in MLS. So for someone to come in, it's going to have to be the right player. And so I think you've seen what my approach, especially, we're going to be very, very targeted. And what we've talked about is we want to have a midfielder who can get on the board a little bit more. A guy who can make those connecting passes to Seba. A guy maybe has a nose for the goal a little bit, and that's just something that we missing with Will moving on to Orlando. It allows us that opportunity with that slot.
And do you see, I think Drew Moore does it anyway, but do you see a kind of mentoring role? You've got some young center backs around.
I just told him, I said, you'll have the best mentor in Drew Moore you could possibly have. And they're both from Dallas. So it's perfect. And I think, we couldn't be more pleased with Drew's influence on the team this past year, especially coming in as a free agent. But the greatest thing about Drew is he's a better guy off the field than he is on the field, and that says a lot because he's a heck of a player on the field. And so to have his leadership is really important. So that's well noted, Neil. He's a special guy.